Alright everybody, what is going on? Welcome to my review for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Raw reviews are back here, guys. Eventually I want to go live once I get my internet situation resolved here. We got a lot to talk about. Voice is a little hoarse here from screaming at the end of that episode of Raw. And we'll certainly talk about the end, but we do have to get to the entire show here. So I want to say thank you all for watching this video here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412. I want to be doing Raw reviews consistently here as we are less than 69 days till WrestleMania 36 on April 5th. So I had a fantastic time Royal Rumble weekend. Hope to get my Rumble review posted tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But as far as my thoughts on tonight's edition of Raw, I thought it was an up and down show, but I thought with a really strong ending, I'm going to give this show a thumbs up. And I'll get into my grade by the time we get to the end of the show. But for the most part, I thought there was a lot that I enjoyed on this show. And we kicked things off here. We were live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. We have Drew McIntyre come to the ring. He announces who's going to face at WrestleMania 36. He's not going to wait. He's ready to challenge somebody now. And that man is going to be Brock Lesnar. And then he challenged anybody in the back to come out and face him like a man. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson come out. We have a two-on-one handicap match. McIntyre agrees to it. He says we're going to have a Claymore party tonight. He levels Carl Anderson with a Claymore. Hits Luke Gallows with a Claymore. Picks up the win. After the match, Drew's standing tall. Brock Lesnar's music hits. The Beast arrives. He lays out McIntyre with an F5. Raises his title in the air. I really liked how this all went down. It was short, sweet, to the point. It'll be really interesting to see if they can maintain the momentum that McIntyre has coming out of the Royal Rumble. He has a lot of momentum right now. Question is, can it be maintained going into WrestleMania 36? That was an issue last year with Seth Rollins. And his momentum kind of dissipating as we got closer and closer to WrestleMania. So we have what? Taking out this week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 weeks to go until WrestleMania. It'll be interesting to see how they build this matchup. But I, for sure, am certainly looking forward to Drew McIntyre taking on the Beast. We had a nice little surprise here. Rey Mysterio challenging MVP. It was, of course, in the Royal Rumble last night. It's nice to see MVP back here on Raw. Mysterio had a decent match here. Like I said, it was really a nice surprise, I have to say, to see MVP. I thought we'd just see him in the Rumble. He'd be one and done. Always a treat to see him. Montavious Porter, hear the 1, 2, hear the clock ticking. Man, I love that theme song. And like I said, the match with him and Rey, it wasn't bad. Rey, of course, got him in position for the 619. He had him in the back here to pin Montavious Porter. We then had Aleister Black versus Kenneth Johnson. Quick squash match. Black mass out of nowhere. After the match, this was the interesting part. Black said he takes his own personal responsibility on being eliminated in the Royal Rumble. Says from now on, he's not waiting for people to fight him. He's going to be picking the fights. So I like the fact we're getting a little bit of potential change in where his character is going. It'll be interesting to see who Black faces next. They wanted to feud him with Andrade for WrestleMania. That would be something that I would be interested in. I certainly would. We then had Raw Tag Team title match. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens versus Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins. And I liked here before, we had Rollins and Murphy. Rollins is cutting a promo here, talking up the fact of what happened at the Rumble about this title match. Owens and Joe come out, and they were thinking, and I like this, they didn't portray them as dumb baby faces. Well, we know the AOP's here. Rollins is like, no, they're backstage. And then they show them backstage. They have a camera backstage. So then Owens and Joe get the Viking Raiders to take out AOP. I'm like, oh, that's smart. Because normally, dumb babyface syndrome, the babyfaces would have just walked down to the ring and gotten jumped by AOP. Boom. We're done. They were smart enough, and I like that. And this, of course, led to the tag team match. And Joe got injured. Samoa Joe got injured early in this match, and I certainly hope he's okay. When he dived to the outside, and he had to be taken out. Medical staff. So eventually it became a handicap match, and Owens put up a hell of a fight here, but it wasn't enough here to overcome Rollins and Murphy, who won the tag team titles last week. I didn't see them dropping them. But Kevin Owens was pinned by Buddy Murphy, who I really like this pairing here with Rollins and Murphy and AOP. The discipleship. You want to go all the way? Why don't Seth have 12 disciples? If you're going to go all the way with this Messiah gimmick, should he have 12 disciples? I'd do it. Just saying. We had a United States Championship rematch. Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade Cien. Match was what it was. Towards the end of the match, Carrillo hit Andrade with the moonsault from the top rope before he could get the win. Zelina broke up the win. Haven't been really too sold on Carrillo, but what I liked after the match is when he went crazy, attacked Andrade, displayed a little bit of aggression here, exposed to concrete like Andrade was doing to him and Rey Mysterio. He played on Andrade with a DDT to the floor. I think this is good for his character. Like I said, not really sold on Humberto yet. Good in the ring. He's got a good look. A little bit bland as a character. I feel like he could really benefit with a manager. Just saying. The match was what it was. Really liked the post-match, though. Charlotte Flair came out to announce who she would face at WrestleMania and said, I haven't decided yet. Kabuki Warriors come out. Asuka interrupts. And it leads to the Kabuki Warriors attacking Charlotte, which led to our next match, which I thought was excellent. Charlotte versus Asuka. I can never get tired of seeing these two face each other. Just from the near fall counters and the submissions, to the big boot by Charlotte, to Kairi Sane getting involved, which prompted the DQ, which I was okay with, because when Charlotte had Asuka locked in that figure eight, I'm like, I really did not want to see Asuka lose back-to-back nights. So in this instance, normally I'm like, oh, disqualification. Really? Are you kidding me? But in this instance, I was okay with that because I thought the match was really good. Like I said, Charlotte, Asuka, they have tremendous chemistry. Now, as far as Charlotte winning the Rumble, and I'll get more into this in my Rumble review, not really a fan of that. We've seen Charlotte and Becky ad nauseum. It's not going to be Charlotte and Bayley. What are you going to have? Charlotte challenge Rhea Ripley for the the NXT Championship? Don't know what they do. Now, I think there's more to this story, and we have to see how it plays out. But it just feels like with Charlotte, she's really done everything, and what else is there left for her to do? I mean, if you really think about it. She won titles. She won the Rumble. Main event of WrestleMania. NXT did all that. So, yeah. We'll see where they go with this. We had a terrible Street Profits promo. So this was the part in the show where I was like, yeah, we had a lot of filler here until we got to Edge for these last 40 or so minutes. These Street Profits promos just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And I just go, what are you doing with these guys? Why? It's bad TV. So that was what it was. We had Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose. Apparently Riddick Moss is now Mojo Rawley's backup. R-Truth rolled up. Mojo won the 24/7 title. Then Mojo Rawley got the pin on R-Truth to regain the title. Do you care? I don't. Liv Morgan versus Lana. I didn't watch the match, but I'll just tell you real quickly here what happens. Liv, springboard, flatliner for the pin to win the match. Will this end the feud? Of course not, because we have to suffer. Then we had Eric Rowan versus some jobber here, and you know where this goes. Iron Claw, middle of the ring for the pin to win. Stands tall, carries the cage up the ramp. Who cares? This is what we were waiting for, and this is why my voice is blown out. Edge was back on Monday Night Raw. When Edge returned at the Royal Rumble yesterday. It was incredible. Incredible. Crowd reaction, except for the terrible camera work that missed his spear. Kevin Dunn, you just made the list. But despite that botch, holy hell. I knew rumors were swirling that Edge would be back, but to just see him in the Rumble last night, to see him on Raw tonight in San Antonio, crowd went nuts. He talked about the journey and how he has grit and determination and how nothing would stop him from getting back into the ring from the very day he announced 9 years ago that he was done. He knew somehow, some way he would be able to find a way back. And it was so surreal to see Edge, and you could tell he was just loving every moment of it, as was I. I never thought we'd see Edge back home, as he said. He talked about seeing some familiar faces, some new faces in the Rumble. He talked about Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Matt Riddle. The list goes on. He says he doesn't know how long this will last. And it might not last long, but he hopes all the fans join him on this ride. And Randy Orton's music hit. Business is picking up here, folks. Orton comes down to the ring. He says, they have a few words we can't hear between each other. Orton says, there's one guy who was always able to pull him out of the hole years ago. When they were making the rounds, going town to town, night to night, city to city. That man was Edge. He said, what do you guys think of one more rated RKO reunion? I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. And then boom, just like that. Randy Orton hits an RKO to Edge. And this was amazing. The crowd booing him. Asshole chants. I'm going nuts. I'm like, Randy, what the hell are you thinking? How could you do this to a man who had his career ended with a debilitating neck injury? He grabs a steel chair. Edge slowly trying to get back up. Smacks him over the back with it. Edge is grasping the back of his neck. And Orton wrapped Edge's neck seat, contemplated what he was going to do, took the chair out. Fans were like, whew, we don't need to see that. Orton grabs another chair, hits Edge with a chair that he was laid out on, a chair over the head, smashed Edge's head into the other chair. Asshole chants start. Randy just gives this look of like, yeah, I know who I am. And that's how we went off the air. And I was like, wow, that's how you do a show closing angle on the first Raw on the road to WrestleMania. So we already got Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. We don't know who Charlotte's going to face. Looking like we're going to get Edge versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. If that's the case, I'm going to enjoy every second of this. I cannot wait for the build. Segments like that are why I love watching professional wrestling. And that was no doubt a phenomenal show closing angle. Cannot wait for that match. So great to have Edge back. Really strong way to go off the air here. And as far as my grade for this show, I was going back and forth between a C+ and a B-, but that show closing angle took it up to a B+. So like I said, I really enjoyed the stuff they did with Drew. It was great to see MVP back, for a match against Rey. Enjoyed the tag title matches. The post-match with Humberto and Andrade, Charlotte and Asuka, and then of course Edge. So to me, the pros outweigh the negatives. I'm giving this Raw a B-. Guys, let me know down in the comments section below what you really enjoyed from this episode of Raw, what you liked, what didn't you like, and what you thought of that ending. So that does it here for my Monday Night Raw review, guys. I want to say thank you all for watching this video here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412 and Facebook.com/DanielGeyser1994. Links can be found down below in the description box. And also be sure to check out episode 5 of the Ultimate Marks podcast, posted now here on youtube.com. So that is it, guys, for this video. I want to say thank you again all for watching. I am out, and have a great night.